What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week. Ooh, yeah, on a double drop day. Just did my things that make me a jerk episode, and now you get to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah, right? First topic is WrestleMania week. It is a huge week. So later in the week, I'm going to do a podcast. Hopefully Friday, I can get the family together. We can all do it'll be an audio podcast or something because DraftKings usually loves to do a picks pool. And last year, or I would say SummerSlam, I took second. I was in second place. Oh, I tied thousands of people for second place. But I won like $25, $40. I won a lot of money. If I would have got that one question right, I'd have won over $400 or $500. This is free money, people. Free money. And you will get those. We will do it. If they have it, and all three of us on this podcast, we will all give picks. We will record them. We will see who's right and wrong. At the same time, me and Chrissy Ray, she could go into her own DraftKings account and she could play her plays, and maybe she gets a little higher than me, maybe that. But I will tell you this: you definitely want to take your expertise from a wrestling expert like me, like Heat Override, somebody that knows DFS, knows that site, and also knows how those questions are going to come. I have played in every single WWE tournament. I was looking for one last time, right? For Royal Rumble. They didn't even have one. Or I missed it. Something happened because I didn't see it. They must have blocked me off of it. I don't think they had it. But at the same time, I'm talking about giving you free picks. You can take my picks, you can take Minnie's picks, you can take Chris Ray's pick, and it will get you a chance to win money if you don't watch wrestling. So that's the best thing about it. And that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I also want to talk about, getting on to Cody's story. Cody Rhodes definitely, after last night's Monday Night Raw, definitely is about to win this championship. I do feel bad for him and Seth, though. Something says something's going to happen in that match, and Seth and Cody are going to lose on Saturday, right? I don't want them to. I want Seth to get all in it, but they're going to lose, right? And it's going to stack the odds against Cody on Sunday. But somehow, Cody, the American Nightmare, is going to overcome all of those odds, and he's going to win his championship, the championship that his family has never won, because they only gave his family chances at the Intercontinental Championship, which Goldust, aka Dustin, who's a cool dude too, Dustin Rhodes, he even took a picture with Chrissy Ray when he came to the arena the one time, the insurance arena, which they're going to be here April 20th. Oh, yeah, right? Yeah, right? So it's going to be such a great time. But she gets a chance to meet the wrestlers when she's out there. And so he was just randomly talking. And he goes, hey, he was like, how are you doing? He asked her a couple questions. She was just walking by. And then he goes, hey, you want a picture? And she's like, yeah. Like, you got, yeah, right? Yeah. And for those people on the audio side of things, I'm wearing a L.A. Knight. Let me talk to you shirt. Oh, yeah. See, that's what made me love LA Knight too so much, man. I mean, his match with AJ Styles is gonna be crazy good. AJ will put him over, but man, is he looking buff too? He's like, right, but boom, and I'm like, wow, and I'm like, dang, and he's just big now, and I'm like, all right, man. So this is gonna be a awesome match. I mean, WrestleMania stacked both weekends. I ain't even answer phone calls. That's why I'm going to make sure all my podcasts are done. And you know that you get my write up on Dr. Roto on Friday. I'm going to do my podcast for that. But that's it. That's how we're going to roll. And so WrestleMania is going to be big. We're watching Cody complete his story and just have so fun and see what's going to happen. There's a lot of speculation. Is The Rock going to screw Roman? Is Roman just going to lose? Is Dustin going to come out? Can Dustin come out? I mean, that would be really cool. Yes, I do know he's under contract. Sometimes when you have something this big, why can't he be there for his brother to see this moment? I mean, he can go as a fan. And as a fan, he don't even need money. He can just go in, do an act, help Cody win that title. Man, I can't wait to see that match. I know a lot of you with me. I can't wait to talk a little bit more about that. I want to keep this moving. Let's talk about some conspiracies right now. So, of course, unfortunately and very sad, the Francis Scott Key Bridge fell. We all witnessed the video. Big old boat hits the base of a bridge, falls like twigs. All right, look, in all of my life, I ain't never seen a bridge go down that fast. Heck, the Mothman didn't take a bridge down that fast. And he was just like, hey guys, this is gonna happen. And everybody was seeing all these little sights. And then whoop, there he goes. Boom. Right? Sad, sad day. Because there were so many people on that bridge. There wasn't on this one, but people did lose their lives. And that is sad. And so the conspiracy people are like, well, it could have been like, a little early. It was still a little early. So they could, if they really wanted to make an impact, that they could have did it this way. Who knows what happened? We all have our speculation. You got the anchor drop. You have the way that the boat jerked right into it. Because at first, when I was watching, I was like, that boat's going to miss the bridge. Maybe he would have hit the other one, just floating dead, dropped the anchor. Maybe they should have waited to drop the anchor. But at that point, you're kind of dropping your anchor. There's a bunch of protocols missed too, like they were talking about boats normally being taken out, stuff like that. Look, we're not here for facts. We're here talking about what happened. That was a lifeline. That bridge was the key to save a lot of time for a lot of people in that area. And when you see that the economy now is going to be affected by that, I mean, you better start pushing your pennies together, man, because this ain't good, right? So what were you saying is like, well, what is it going to go up? A couple dollars? No, I don't think it'll go up that. But if it goes up 25 cents or 50 cents up on top of what everything else is going up already, then you're going to notice that this is not like when you look at it like McDonald's or, Wendy's saying they're going to raise their prices for dinner hours and stuff like that. That's okay. That's being competitive, but that's kind of being a little punk too. And, that whole thing about Wendy's saying that, I mean, what's wrong with you? Look, you're trying to charge as much as like a grade A restaurant, like a Mad Mex or like a Ruby Tuesdays, even if they exist anymore, Perkins. I mean, we're talking, Buffalo Wild Wings. We're talking Max and Irma's. We're talking Smoky Bones. We're talking all those big places, Longhorn. We're talking Texas Roadhouse. Does this affect all that? These prices go like, why? I would never pay the amount for a Big Mac that I would pay for something I could get some of that. And if I did, I would do local. So we had this question come up and we went to a local business, a business that's been here for over 100 years, right around the corner, the original New York lunch. We went there. We actually got the Mr. Beast side of things though. So we got the Beast burgers, which was really good too. But those burgers are made by hometown people with hometown product. Yeah, it's still not that good. But let me tell you, it's better than McDonald's. So McDonald's, Wendy's, and all these places like we went to go to Arby's one time, and it was like $14.99 for a meal. I was like, I can go to Subway and get 3 Subways at the 3 Subway coupon for $17.99. By the time we get there, it will be ready. But guess what? We went home, and like I said, we ordered from Mr. Beast through the New York Lunch, which is an old-time Greek place here in Erie, PA. Oh, yeah. We got all sorts of food and stuff. Yeah, pizza. Yeah. But that's, all these conspiracies go, and you're thinking that you're going to add this. Just why worry about it? Some of you do dive way too deep into a lot of this stuff. And I'm not trying to tell you where to put your time, but like a person like me, I don't have a lot of time like that because I have to deliver great sport content for Dr. Roto. At the same time, I have to also spend time with my family, and I have to work my job, and I have to train at my dojo. So I do that 3-4 times a week. And, you throw in a tournament once every other month, and you're looking at a lot of mass, a lot of time. Heck, that's what it's all about. But when you see things like this and you go, is that really? Then you hear the stories. Was it hacked? Wasn't it hacked? Doesn't matter if it's hacked. The thing is that this happened, and now we have to deal with it. We have to go forward as a country, as a nation. Yes, there will be another bridge built. And then until that bridge is built, this town, the city of Baltimore, is going to have setbacks. And that is where they're going to do their best to actually make sure that they look out for their people. And I know that a lot of people can take this a lot of ways, but I just wanted to say, hey, I'll talk conspiracies in the future. I'll get deep into it. But for this one, I wanted to throw that out there. So let's get to it. Let's get to my new skit.
Yeah. Speaking about Slim Jim, one thing that will always fill you up.
And that's, yes, I will deliver you a pizza. Story. Yeah. Woo. Oh, man. So these are all stories, again, if you're new to this, because of course this was on one of my more edgier podcasts. So if this is your first time ever hearing this skit, hey, you better be ready. This is what I was supposed to write a book about. And the name of the book was, Yes, I Will Deliver You a Pizza. And the reason why is it's all my stories. not from just being in the pizza industry for almost 30 years, but also at the same time delivering to people's houses, which people's houses can be all very gross. All right. Look, I'm not going to hold any of it back. This isn't going to be like a things that make me a jerk episode, but the shoe fits. So let me just talk about everybody's little fantasy. I'm going to tell you something right now. Doing a pizza delivery job as a married man sometimes can be really hard because you walk into some bad situations, really bad situations, and we'll get to that. So let's talk about my first delivery ever. I started at a place called Pizza Outlet, and me and the other manager would just kick ass. We would just send people home, and it would just be me and him because we both had cars, and we would deliver. Most of the time, it was me delivering. So that was good for me as a manager to learn the area, learn the timing that it's going to take to get this pizza from here, get a pizza down there. You got one or two drivers. Look, we would send everybody home and we would super save labor. And we would get so much beer when we do this. So at the end of the night, we would be cleaning, we would get all done, and then we would crack a beer, we would drink, and then we would leave. And that's just the way it is. Yeah, did we have a beer and we drank? We left. Yes. We were punched out. It didn't matter. So, I get this. So we get this delivery. It's like literally my first delivery ever at this place at Pizza Outlet. So I go over there and it's over by the airport, which is the Mill Creek area here in Erie. And I'm like, all right. So I get on the street and there's like thousands of cars everywhere, thousands of cars. So I get to this house and it's just a nice house, but the front window is massively huge. So and you can kind of see into the house. So I'm like, all right, well, this is kind of what it is, but I couldn't see the address because it was far back and there was bushes. So, but there's no cars. And they ordered like 15 pizzas. So I'm like, holy crap. All right, well, I mean, all right, how are we going to do this? So I get out the car and I'm like, all right, let me get up to the door. And there's just nobody around. And I'm thinking this is a prank, right? And I'm like, oh God. So I get this, I see in the window, a figure goes by, catches my eye. I'm like, oh, what's that? Right. Boom. Right. Door opens. Girl in just a towel. I'm like, oh, I was not married at this time. I was like, oh, sorry to bother you at a bad time, but I had an order for 15 pizzas for this house. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's for here. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, she was like, it's for the party around back. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like sitting here, like, she's in the fucking towel. She is hot, super hot. And I'm like, woo, okay. She goes around the railing and she goes to bend over the railing. And she goes, I had to look, but I know that was bad of me. She goes to look and goes, it's right there. And the towel falls off. Literally, towel falls off like over the railing. She's just straight naked right there. And I'm like, oh, and I go, oh, I'm sorry. And she goes, no, it's okay. It's on me anyway. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go to the party and I'm like, dang, that woman was hot. So I get there and I give all the pizzas out. And they're like, hey, pizza man, you do it. Okay, so I do work in this business, but there's been plenty of times I've done shot on the clock. Hey, so yeah, they gave me a shot, right? They go, hey, why don't you grab a couple beers and take? I was like, look, I got a guy back. I got to bring back. They were like, give that man a 6-pack. They tipped me $20. I got a 6-pack, a free peep show, and then they go, hey, why don't you come back to the party afterwards? And I'm like, the thought that went through my head was like, is your sister gonna be here? Yes, I will deliver you a pizza. And thanks for the peep show. I got it all on that delivery. I've got a lot better deliveries now. I've gotten hundreds of dollars. Those other deliveries, that's going to be another skit. Maybe there'll be like an episode where I do a few of those together, like when I do my things as a jerk. But I mean, you can't tell me like that moment right there. I was like, I didn't mind delivering for 20 plus years after that. All the fun stuff that I saw, all the content that I'm about to deliver on pizza deliveries, like I'm sparing no cent. My last one, I talked about the people digging the couches, looking for the couches like that. But man, that's how we'll do it. That's how we will. Yes, I will deliver you a pizza. Stay tuned for that. And always remember to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah, people. Let's get to it. Let's have some fun baseball. We got the draft coming up, NFL draft in a few weeks here. Let's get ready. Yeah. WrestleMania. Yeah. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Yeah.